Hello, everyone. This is Mike Kegley, and we are live here. It's Illini Guys Halftime Live with Kedrick Prince, Mike Kegley. And I will say that Illinois up 14-10 at the half. The defense has let Northwestern go up and down the field. Somehow, though, have managed to only give up 3 points. This sleepwalking thing, Ked, I really feel like it is something that we have seen at Minnesota or against Minnesota earlier this season.
Mike, not just Minnesota. This is what Illinois does. This is why sometimes the fans get upset and they become very frustrated. It's my analogy. Illinois, they're doing Illinois things. I'm sorry, Northwestern. This is a bad Northwestern team. Illinois is definitely a better team, and they're only up 14-10. Some of the players, they're playing uninspired football to me. At least that's what it looks like right now. It's cold, but there's no excuse because the other team right across from you that you're looking at is cold as well. Illinois has a lot on the line. There's so many opportunities for a 9-win season, a possible 10-win season. Recruiting is at an all-time high, but you're sitting here to a 4-7 or whatever Northwestern team. You're being outgained 228 yards to 192. I know I don't want people to, think I'm losing my mind, but everybody knows I'm a pass guy first and run second. This was the one game where Northwestern can't stop you from running the football, and then we throw it when it was predictable. So, if you're going to make 3 or 4 good runs, and they're spying on Pat Bryant, they know he is the secret weapon. For some reason, Mike, and I don't understand why they don't throw the ball to Zachary Franklin in the end zone is beyond me, because I'm going to tell you, they're going to make it tough for Pat Bryant to get anything today. So you have another professional weapon. Utilize that if you're going to throw the ball down the field. I like his chances going one-on-one too.
Illinois, folks, has had the ball for 9 minutes and 27 seconds, and Northwestern has had it for 20 minutes and 33 seconds. Illinois is relatively balanced, 12 rushes to 9 passes, 21 total plays in a half. And you have Northwestern with 18 rushes, 28 passes for 46 plays to 21. And folks, Illinois is in the lead. So there has got to be a way to pick it up and get a little bit more intensity. One would think Illinois would be in a good place if they could do that.
Mike, they've had so many opportunities to just put them away. And here's what Northwestern's doing. They don't have an offense. They're just throwing little screen passes, 5 yards here, screen pass to the tight end, a 5-out pass pattern. They're not doing anything spectacular. They're just not. I would like to see more pressure up front to try to get to the quarterback. I know they're trying. Seth Coleman's not playing, but make it tough for them. They're not very good offensively, and yet if you can, and the reason why I'm saying this is because you just made the comment for how long they've had the ball. Well, that's what Illinois does to people. They just dink them down the field, and then once they get to the red zone, they have a really good red zone offense where they can score. Well, Northwestern doesn't, and I haven't done this in a long time. The officiating is kind of stressing me out a little bit. There was a holding call where a guy grabbed a kid's jersey. I mean, it was like for 0.5 seconds. And then yet I watched Gabe get hooked and held, and you don't call that. I don't want to see those things. And it didn't affect the game. It didn't, so I'm not saying that affected the game. But I just don't want, at this late in the season, don't call stuff like that. Just, let the players decide the game, and it didn't affect anything. But the penalties, to me, the penalties, they do matter. Right now, it's not affecting it. But it's like some reason they can't get little calls like that. Things go against them. Now, going back to the statistics, from rushing yards, Illinois only has 87 rushing yards. Northwestern's, 106. But Illinois looks like now, they look fluid running the game. Running the ball. I don't mind seeing that. And to tell you offensively where they are, Luke Altmaier has not thrown balls like that. Now, the last interception was tough. The second one, I don't know what he was. I mean, excuse me. The first one, I don't know what he was thinking. He was trying to force it, and then you give up a point. You let them score after that. That's what you can't do. I mean, put them away.
Yeah, I would like to see a little bit more aggression on the defensive side. I think last night Georgia Tech did exactly what I hate to see. They had a lead, and they started doing the delayed blitzes, which basically put your blitzers in no man's land because they'd have to wait 1,001, 1,002, and then blitz, and so they're nowhere near the quarterback, and they're also nowhere near a receiver. So you've effectively put them out of a play. And I would just like to see Illinois, and I'm talking about throw the kitchen sink and throw it early and see if you can get Lausch out of any type of rhythm. And you know, as Buddy Ryan said a long time ago, it's hard to throw the ball when you're on your back. I'd like to see a little bit more of that. Altmaier has been playing a little bit inconsistently. I think that's clear. And certainly we see that. And I don't know what you can do other than maybe try to figure out how to get certain players open. And also, I mean, you almost wonder, if you remember Brett Favre used to have that little pump fake. You almost wonder if he were to pump fake to Pat Bryant and then go right back to Zachary Franklin, how many times you'd find Zachary wide open. And with Zachari's hands, you don't really have to be that accurate because he'll find a way to get it.
Well, look at his first catch. I mean, he caught it. The kid has great hands. It's like he's cheating in a video game. Throw the ball to him. But, you know, like one of our listeners just said right now, this looks like the Minnesota game. And the Minnesota game ended up being an L. I mean, I still think Illinois is better than Minnesota, but that day they were not. Minnesota was the better team, and they went to Wisconsin and, you know, spanked them yesterday. But that's a win that they let go. This win, to me, today, it matters. How you win matters. Go show dominance. Go out and do what you did to Michigan State. Put them away. Put up a bunch of points. You know, the defense, I have to say, it's tough because it's hard to figure out. They're throwing a lot of misdirections. They're doing a lot of different things to keep Illinois off balance. They are. But in order to, if you want, in my opinion, if you want to be able to slow down their defense, their offense, then you score more points. If the score was 27-10 right now, then you know what that's going to do? That's going to force Northwestern to throw the ball more. And I like Illinois in man coverage. I don't think the quarterback is good enough. Their Northwestern's top receiver went out, you know, in the first quarter. Jennings is the only guy that they really have to throw the ball deep to. So that's all you have. So instead of make them one-dimensional, put some points on the board, make it one-dimensional, and for the love of God, just quit letting them run the ball on you like that. They're not that good of a team, you know. And this is a flat performance. It really is. There's no excuses. It stinks because it's cold out. I'm not there. I'm sitting in a place that's warm right now. But again, I watched Iowa and Northwestern last night when there was no sun out compete last night. So I don't know if that's what it is, but they have to wake up the second half for me, Mike.
Well, and again, you know, the team is playing. They're up. Okay, so I think this is the difference between a couple years ago. This team has more depth than the team 2 years ago, but they don't have the top end talent in the starting lineup. They're up 14-10 in a performance that has been lackluster so far. I really thought after the victory at Rutgers and the victory at Michigan State that the days of kind of sleepwalking through a game were over. And somehow Coach B has to figure out a way how to fire these guys up, because getting that 9th win, that's what gets you a flip. That's what gets you a couple more recruits and getting a chance to go into the Citrus Bowl on January 1st and play against, a big name team from the SEC. That's what you want to do to start competing for those recruits, and to lose that or have it slip out of your fingers because of a loss to Northwestern is that's a tough pill to swallow for Illini fans.
Yes, it really is. And also, you want to put a good performance out there so when the pollsters go vote next week, you're not sitting at 22. Maybe you're at 18 or 19. Go out, and this is apples and oranges, and I get it. And I understand basketball and football is different, and I'm not saying this is a knock against the coaches because it's not. The players have to get up, themselves to play. But when I watched Illinois play Arkansas in basketball the other day, they came out and said, "Listen, you're not winning, and we're going to make sure you understand you're not going to win." That's what I was expecting to see from Illinois. It's going to take some time, because winning, they're doing it, but it hasn't been a history of it. So I think the program needs to understand they need to win 8 or 9 games and put the teams away you're supposed to put away. You're not, and there's always going to be upsets. That's just a part of the game. I mean, we watched Georgia Tech almost upset Georgia last night. It's going to happen. But this happens too often. Just the performance, and I think if one of the people who just sent a question out there, I forget the name. Please forgive me. Their lackluster effort looks bad. That's just the way I look at it. And the second half, maybe it may be different. I know you could see Barry Lunny was not happy with one of Luke's interceptions, and I've never seen him really chastise a guy, but I did see it. So maybe that they'll wake him up at halftime.
Yeah, and of course, Jason notes the TO battle. We didn't talk about that, but obviously, the time of possession and offensive plays have been it's been a really bad showing so far for the Illini. Other than the fact, and we got to keep this in mind, they're still up. This could be a lot worse, kid. I mean, they could literally be down by 2 touchdowns right now. As well as not being up by 4, and of course we got another one here. Oh, there we go. Marcus Griffin, how you doing, big guy?
Oh, that's my guy. What's up, Big Griff?
Yep.
Oh man,
all we got to do to fire him up is say that he couldn't handle Kofi.
We're not doing that, baby.
Kofi would score all over you, Marcus, and then we all got a duck.
I'll tell you this though, Griff. The football team needs your effort. Maybe we should go out there and have you give the halftime speech to get them moving, man, because you never took a playoff, big fella.
Yep, that is true. That is true. And I got to go into Illinois has been fortunate. Somehow there've been some mojo to make field goal kickers miss. But I will say that as we look at what's going on right now, I think getting Luke feeling better would be good. And I'm talking, I don't know if it's emotionally, maybe, everybody's dinged up this time of year. There's not a single player that's out on that field that doesn't have something hurting. But maybe, getting a couple confidence builders for him would be good. And I got to be honest with you, Lowry ran really well, 6 attempts, 67 yards. Yeah, he's at 11 and a half yards a carry. Maybe get him the ball a little more. McCray is, 4.5 yards a carry. Go out there and challenge the offensive line to beat up this team and set a standard right at the start of the second half here, kid.
Dan James' comment, he's 100% right. What's what we said, and I typically, pass first guy. Run the football. They haven't stopped them. And I'm going to tell you what I like about this running attack today. They're not just running up the middle for the first time in 12 games. I see them cut back, and that's what I've been complaining about this whole time. We want to run the football fine, but just quit trying to overpower people if you don't have the offensive line to do it. They're shifting left, right, and they're finding holes today. But Dan's right. They have a struggling quarterback. Get the lead, run the football, and get a lead. And like I just said, force them to be one-dimensional. That's what you want to do because they don't have the weapons right now. Maybe the second half, it'll be different when we do our post-game show. So all you people out there listening, make sure you come back and do our post-game. Maybe they're listening to us right now via satellite, and they're going to make those changes so that way this win can be what we think. There's no way Illinois shouldn't put up 30 points or 34 points against this Northwestern team.
And Illinois –
half.
Yeah, and Illinois does play well in the second half. And, of course, you and I did somehow get word to Coach Underwood where he started playing Ivasic and Morez together. So maybe we have an opportunity. I do think that one of the things I like as well was I thought maybe having somebody spy on Lowry, is smart. And I'd like to see that again. I think at the end of the first half, we saw some nice work by, I think it was Malachi, who was playing the spy a little bit and got to him, and maybe that's what you have to do, because Illinois has struggled with running quarterbacks, and certainly I don't know if I want to see Alabama if Jalen Milroe is running around in the backfield for Illinois on the Citrus Bowl.
No, I don't know if I want to see that either, but I would also, if you give them a month to prepare, and every team is going to do some things offensively, and then you're going to have a lot of guys off, because if there's potential of them being an NFL draft pick, like I'm worried about Pat Bryant. There's a really good chance that you may not see him or Zachary Franklin. That's kind of scary if you think about it. So, I mean, who they play in a bowl game matters, and, health matters. But again, show some effort. You call the fighting line, go out there and fight, put the team away. You get your 9 wins. Look at, the bowl game possibilities. Look at the recruiting possibilities, the ranking possibilities. Everything is right there on the table for you. Don't make this difficult to where you come out flat. But now, having said that, look at Ohio State, Michigan. I don't know what the score is right now, but Ohio State came out flat. And I know there was at one point in the first quarter, Michigan was up 7-3. So it does happen. So it's not just Illinois fans. It's happening everywhere.
No, you have number 8 Tennessee, who had to come back to tie up Vanderbilt 17-17 at the half. Ohio State came back, and right now they've just tied up Michigan 10-10 at the half. And I got to be honest with you, if they lose that game, Ryan Day, with some of his comments, you almost think he's going to be on suicide watch. And I'm not trying to say that in a joking fashion, but he's trying to promise people that they'll never lose to Michigan again, and that's a promise that you really don't want to be making in that type of situation. So again, the Illini should feel very fortunate. They're up 4 points at the half. I think, this opening drive would be a real key for the Illini and have an opportunity to really set the tone in the second half. And they have done that in a couple games this year.
Yeah, just don't go 3 and out. I don't care if it's a field goal. Get the ball down the field, run some clock. I don't want to see them go 3 and out. I want to see them make adjustments. I don't want to see them run the ball right off the middle every time, because they've had some success running the football. Then you're 3 and out. And if you're going to run the football, at least get 5 or 6 yards. Quit putting yourselves in third and longs and second and third longs the whole time.
It would also be nice to see them go with the up-tempo offense. They do tend to do a little better when they get a little bit of hurry in that offense. I think that allows a decent offensive line to get up there quickly, and it also eliminates the ability for a defense to substitute. And I'd like to see Illinois do that a little bit more often as well in the second half. And again, try to set things up and be positive out there. Of course, folks, you can also subscribe to IlliniGuys.com, 27 cents a day. You just go to IlliniGuys.com and click on the registration there. You get the first 6 days. You can kick the tires, see what you like about it. I think you'll like getting the stories a little early. I think you'll like getting all the stories, and you will love the message board. That's where you can talk to Illini fans around the world. It's a lot of fun. It's entertaining. And you can also get access to our game room. Right now, we've got quite a few subscribers in a real-time game room where they can watch the game together and feel the pain or the exhilaration at the same time. It is a great experience, but not for the faint of heart. So please, IlliniGuys.com, $99 a year. It's the best $99 you'll spend. And right now, we've got a deal where you can get a Illini Guys tumbler with your subscription. So we would love to have some new subscribers come over there and take advantage of that deal while it's going on today. And Ked, I think for those people who are huge Ked Prince fans, what better gift could you give a Ked Prince fan than an Illini Guys subscription, so that you can see and hear Ked on a regular basis? It's like having him show up at your house. There's not another better deal out there. The Kedrick Prince shows up at your house deal is great. So they are just about to go back out to Wrigley Field. So we are going to say goodbye, but we will be here after the game, folks. And certainly when you decide to jump back on after the game, if you can forward out, the email that's there or the social media that says, join us to your friends, that would help get an even bigger crowd and more people to enjoy the Illini guys. With that, this is Mike Kegley for Kedrick Prince. Have a good second half. And of course, go Illini.